You have a misconception. Actually, when you do dawah, your non-Muslim friends will respect you more. When I did dawah anywhere in the world, the non-Muslims respect me. In India, and whenever I travel, the non-Muslims respect me more. When I go to the shop, oh, Dr. Zakir Naik, okay, we will not take money from you. When I'm going through the custom, Dr. Zakir Naik, whatever he says the truth. We cannot check his bags. We're not doing for discount. We aren't doing for freebies. We are doing for Allah. They respect me so much that the population of Hindus started loving me. The government got scared. My Prime Minister of India, Modi, he got scared. This man is getting very popular. Being a Muslim, when we give lectures in India, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million people live. 1 million people live, not on the social media, not on the television, live. And when we give a talk in India, about 20% or 25% are non-Muslims. When 100,000 come to listen to my talk, 20 to 25,000 are non-Muslim. When 1 million people come, 200 to 250,000 are non-Muslim. Imagine 200,000 non-Muslim coming live in India. In Nigeria, we can't even imagine why. That means the non-Muslims in India love me more than the Muslims in Nigeria. The Hindu tells me, in 40 years in the question and answer session, in 40 years of my life, I did not know about my religion, what I learned in 2 hours with Dr. Zakir Naik's speech. When non-Muslims started accepting Islam, my Prime Minister Modi, his vote bank was getting disrupted. So what does he do? He lays an allegation, Dr. Zakir Naik is a terrorist. This is the power of dawah. The people loved the Prophet. When the Prophet did dawah, even his enemies, they said he was Al-Amin. When they went outside the town, they used to give their wealth with the Prophet. Even though they were against him, this man, he will not cheat. We Muslims should be following the footsteps of the Prophet and the Sahabas. Believe me, whenever I go in other parts of the world, when I travel in the Western countries, when I went to UK, to other parts, again 25,000 people coming. When the crowd gets large, the government gets a bit scared, the non-Muslim government. So we are going by air on satellite, we are going by social media. And believe me, whenever I meet non-Muslim, most of them, not 100%, but more than 95%, the non-Muslims, they have seen my lectures, they respect me, they love me. And many of them, they accept the truth of Islam. It is the politicians who say, okay, now it's getting popular, we'll lose our vote bank. So even in Malaysia, the people who are against me are the politicians. Therefore, I suit the politicians in Malaysia. The Hindus in Malaysia, they love me. When I go to a doctor, he turns out to be Hindu. Oh, Dr. Zakir Naik, how can I charge from you? I see your videos on YouTube. It is the politicians in India and the politician non-Muslims in Malaysia who have a problem with me. Because they cannot face the truth. For the vote bank, they have to malign so that they get vote bank. And now, Ramaswamy cannot afford to give me 1.52 million ringgit. I cannot. He's doing crowdfunding. Imagine with that 1.52 million ringgit, $320,000, 383 million naira, if he gives to the poor Indians in Malaysia, it will be benefit. With this money, help the poor Indians in Malaysia. Why do you want to give to Ramaswamy? He made a mistake. I have nothing against Dr. Zakir Naik. I did it for the public. Who told you to do it? Laying allegations against me, calling me a Satan, calling me a terrorist. The judge gave him a fine. And now, He's going begging for money. If you made a mistake, you should pay. Why are you asking the other Hindus to pay for you? I would want this money collected by him should be given to the poor Indians to uplift them in Malaysia. Not for the... If you made a mistake, you pay from your wealth. So we have a misconception that if you do dawah, you will lose your friendship. You will lose your business. You will lose your house. And even if you do, what is a better way than to give it in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is better than that? Allah will give you 700 times. And when my Prime Minister Modi, when he laid allegation, I had to do hijrah. In 2016, 7 years back, I did hijrah from India to Malaysia. And all my property, all my wealth, big amount, all sacrificed in the way of Allah. My family members did not even bat an eyelid. They did not even frown. Imagine all this wealth has been taken by the kafir because I'm a da'i. What better business deal is this? Imagine sometime earthquake comes, your house is gone. You do business, you lose money in business. This, all my wealth, my house is gone to the kafir because I'm a da'i. In the way of Allah, what better business deal is this? Every night I used to pray in India that, oh my Lord, Ya Allah, let my life and my wealth be sacrificed for you. Allah heard half my dua. My wealth is gone for the way of Allah. Now I'm waiting for the second half of the dua. Even in my life, I pray that may I be martyred in the way of Allah. That reminds me of the incidents of Abu Darda. Once there was a Jew, and there was a new Muslim, while he was building his house, while he was building the boundary of his house, his neighbor's tree was coming in between. So he could not build the boundary. So the Prophet told the neighbor that, give this tree to him, I will give you a tree in Jannah. He said no. He refused. So Abu Darda heard of this. And Abu Darda had the biggest garden of dates in Medina. The biggest and the best garden of dates in Medina. When he heard this, he went to the Prophet and told him that if I'm able to get that tree, will I get that tree in Jannah? The Prophet said yes. Getting a tree in Jannah means Abu Darda will also go to Jannah. So Abu Darda goes to that man. He said, do you know who I am? He said, no. He said, I am Abu Darda. Ah, of course I know you. You have the best and the biggest gardens of dates in Medina. He tells that person, if you give this tree to me, I will give you in exchange my complete garden. The man was shocked. Is he crazy? For my one tree, the complete garden, the biggest in Medina. He willingly agrees. Abu Darda comes back to the farm and tells his wife, today I have tried a very good deal. What is it? He said, I sold my complete garden for a tree in Jannah. And his wife replies, ah, what an excellent deal have you struck. Today a wife will say, you're a fool. You should have given 10% of the garden. Why did you give full? Someone will say, you're a fool. Why did you give a full garden? You should have given half. But Abu Darda's wife says, what a good deal you have done. You have sold the full garden for a tree in Jannah. And after that, Abu Darda and his wife lived in poverty till they died. But they were promised paradise. These are the examples of the Sahabas. When we look at them, we are nothing. We feel ashamed. What are we doing? You see the lifestyle of the Prophet and the Sahabas and the and the Khulafa Rashidin. They put us to shame. And we are afraid to open our mouth. We are afraid to do dawah. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Baqarah chapter number 2, verse number 120, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَن نَصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعُوا مِلَّتَهُمْ. The Jews and the Christians, they will never be satisfied until you follow their way of religion, until you follow their brand of religion. Allah is saying in Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse 120, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَن نَصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعُوا مِلَّتَهُمْ. You know, we try and impress the Westerners, our non-Muslims. Okay, fine, you know, try to make them happy. Allah says, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَن نَصَارَى. The Jews and the Christians, they will never be satisfied unless you become a Jew or a Christian. You try and satisfy them, anything, they will never be satisfied until you become Jew or a Christian.